Hello everyone, and welcome to Outside. The series, of course, going outside zombies maps, such as Rave in the Redwoods, which we're going to do today. I'm super excited for this one. In fact, look at all that cash. Oh my lord. I got a modded client, and it allows me to do things such as turn on God mode, as well as no clip, and we can fly on outside this here map and take a look at it from a very different perspective. Now, I myself have not played a ton of Infinite Warfare Zombies. I played a little bit of Zombies in Spaceland, and you can go back and take a look at the video I did on that map if you want to see my background, but I did play this map right before recording this. And if I'm completely honest, it was a ton of fun, and I can't wait to see what this map has in store. So, starting off here in Spawn, we do have some window locations, such as this one right here, which has a guitar in it, which is actually very well modeled. Look at that. You can see inside of it. Oh my god. We also got some magazines here on the table, which do talk about Willard Wyler, so that's kind of cool, actually. And, of course, some more props towards the back. Just looks like a little kitchen area. There's also a door right here, which if we hop on through it, it leads to this little area of the map where the mule kick machine is, or mule munchies, I suppose. Which I do think this is a pretty cool area of the map, because it's kind of like a little hold-off location, and this doesn't really happen very often in zombies, where you open a door via power and it literally just leads to a single hallway. But this hallway does have a door at the end of it, so of course I'm wondering if we go through this door, there isn't much here, but there's this, which is a completely unused room. Oh my god. So this room does have windows, and if we hop on through them, we can see where this would have been. It's just right here alongside where this like power symbol and these flowers are, I suppose. So it definitely makes me wonder whether this was originally going to be part of the map. Maybe there was going to be another door somewhere, perhaps like right here, but it also could be the case, of course, that this is just leftover space, very liminal in nature. But it does have full collision, which is kind of cool. And it also has this, like, weird incline right here as well. Heading on back into Spawn here, we do have a window right here as well. A little small locker room kind of situation. A little area for zombies to spawn around the corner. And other than that, I suppose just a bunch of clothing. But continuing on down the way a piece, we have this window right here, which leads out to, like, the back area of the cabin. And a bunch of trash as well. Dude, they got beer for days, though. Look at that. Oh, my god. There's not a lot of modeling going on out here, especially in like an area like this, for instance, that the player would never see. Yeah, it's definitely very empty, but nevertheless, a pretty cool little area. And right above us, of course, too, is this like little cliffside place, which we can walk right on top of, get a very different perspective on the map as well, and start getting some glimpses of the Rave down there, which can't wait to go check out some areas over there. Also, this is where this little like intersection thing is with minecart area. Just right out back of the cabin. I mean, I literally only played the map once, but in my time playing it, I didn't realize it was just sitting right here. We also got this window right here around the corner that goes to a little bathroom, and there is a picture on the wall of someone in front of a grasshopper. Really wonder if that's like dev related. Maybe that's like a dev's kid or something. I'm not entirely sure, but we definitely have a toilet here and some handprints on the mirror. And I suppose while I'm looking at pictures, I might as well mention that there are a lot of these around the map that are definitely of real people, and I assume from developers. I always thought that was really cool, and I bet it's awesome for these developers to forever be in this game. That is it for the downstairs section of the cabin, so let's head on upstairs. First, we do have this little area, which, I mean, it's not, like, super impressive or anything, and you get to see most of this, but it doesn't seem like there's anything really hiding about. And, of course, we have this door right here, so let's just fly on through it since we don't need the power. And in this little area, we do have a window location. Let's hop on into it. It's a somewhat dark room with some neon spray paint here on the wall. And other than that, I mean, I suppose a little fireplace, a little place to sit, actually, although there's absolutely no leg room right here whatsoever. Oh, and look at that right there. You know what that looks like? That really looks like the cover of the Kronorium. Not gonna lie, dude. Imagine the entire Black Ops storyline just sitting right here on a bookshelf in IW Zombies. But of course, on the other side of this window location is yet another window that leads to this part of the cabin, where Juggernog is, or I suppose, Tough Enough. Now, inside this room, other than some parts that you gotta pick up for the boat, there is this little room as well, which is definitely another bathroom. And it's kind of interesting what they did here. They just put up a little wooden fence to make sure that it was impossible for you to look outside the map, and probably so that grenades, if you did throw one in here, couldn't also go outside the map and make you question what exactly is happening in this bathroom. But it does look like this is supposed to be a little shower area, although right above you is a massive cobweb. Kind of, yeah, I wouldn't want to shower there, let's put it that way. I also want to point out that right on the other side of this wall is a deck, actually, that you can't normally get to as the player, but there is a door here, which is kind of funny because the door actually leads to nowhere. It's covered up by this bookshelf right here. Well, I suppose not bookshelf, right? It's like a wardrobe shelf thing. I don't know what you call that. An armoire? I don't know. I do wonder if they planned for this door to be used or something, and they just decided to cover it up with that, because that's definitely what this thing's purpose is. But either way, it is pretty cool to be able to just, you know, take a little sit down here on the deck and, of course, hop right on off of it, because there isn't actually any barrier stopping you from being up there. But like always, of course, let's hop on top of the roof, and you can see this is how high the barrier is that's stopping you from getting up here. But it does have collision, which is pretty cool. We can walk up here, although there's some barriers just stopping me from going certain directions, but that's alright. We definitely get an interesting view from up here, and you could see quite a bit. Oh, man, I want to go to the Rave, bro. Let's go to the Rave, bro. Oh, my God, I can't wait, dude. Can't wait to do so many drugs and pass out in the grass, bro. That's going to be sick, bro. Oh, my God. But I do believe that is it for the cabin, so let's go ahead and hop on out the front door here and start taking a look at these areas. Like, there's this one right here, which does spawn zombies, as you can see, right in front of me. But it also has, like, this little, like, cabin area, which I just want to hop on into. It definitely does not have an interior. I was wondering whether, well, I suppose whether there was, like, anything here. I guess just a little tool shed to kind of break things up and separate these two areas. There's also a bunch of out-of-bounds space right here as well, right in front of the quick revive machine, where a bunch of, like, picnic tables and stuff are. And honestly, not sure why, because this is kind of a cool little space, and you get a little look over some areas of the map that you will be at soon enough if you were able to actually get here normally. And hey, look, you got a cool little jump down area too. Although, well, okay, it doesn't work because, you know, there's a barrier there, but it could have been cool. I've also never really been a fan of when zombies maps block something off like this as well, because it just doesn't really make much sense. Like, who put these boxes here? Why is there a bunch of bicycles? And why are they super rusty? If you have the answers to any of these questions, let me know down in the comments section. Now, before we move on past our first door here, I want to go underneath the map and just show you guys some stuff that's lying underneath here. Okay, so first of all, there's a pile of dead zombies right here. Not exactly sure why that is, actually. I really wasn't expecting that one, but there's more than that. There's all of that right there, in fact. So this first thing right over here, you guys told me in the comments of the last episode on IW that this is part of a Ghosts and Skulls minigame, where you're inside of an arcade machine doing some arcade machine stuff as this shadow character person up here is essentially playing you. And you can see here on Rave in the Redwoods that in the background, instead of an arcade like there was for Spaceland, well, we got a little game of chess going on, some pool, and, of course, the Shadow Man, well, he's pretty much the exact same as he was last time. And just like before, on the other side of this arena is another one of these, like, platforms, and it's red this time instead of blue. Not exactly sure why that would be, and oh my god, I think the game just tried to kill me right there. Did you hear that? There could be a stage in the game where this gets switched out, perhaps, with the floor. I'm not entirely sure. If you guys got an answer to that, then let me know down in the comment section as well. But other than that wonderful little side Easter egg, there is some other stuff down here. For instance, this teleporter box right here, which we can see, they literally use like an actual tunnel and have you move through it here in IW, which is pretty cool because for all the Treyarch maps, that's really not the case. It's pretty much the case in those games that you stand still in front of an animation while it plays, while here in IW, it seems like you create the animation, which is pretty cool. You know, I think I know what this is down here, actually, because zombies keep on spawning at it. I think this is the master spawner for Rave in the Redwoods. And if you guys don't know how this works, essentially, every map needs a place for the zombies to spawn before it decides where to place them around the map. So I believe it's spawning them down here, not knowing where to place them because I'm under the map and just instantly killing them. And right behind the teleporter boxes, we have the good old theater, which is, of course, where you go to when you're pack-a-punching. Which, oh my god, you can pack a punch a golf club? I did not know that. I kind of want to try that next time I play this. It does seem to be the case that this is pretty much the exact same room as it was in Zombies in Spaceland. We do have some collision with, like, the very ground level, but, of course, all this stairs area, as you can see here, you just walk right through it, unfortunately. But if we do, we can see right on the other side is the Afterlife arcade, just sitting right here, waiting for you to play some games. But alright, I suppose it's time to hop on out past our first door and start taking a look down this way. Which, we reach our first fork in the road here, and I think the adventure course is what we're going to take a look at first. Where are you going? Oh, okay, she figured herself out. I suppose before we check this out, though, we should probably, like, check out this little area as well. There's a bunch of space here outside the map. Actually, it's a big old mountain. Bunch of rocks. Let's see, do we have collision here? We do. Well, we kind of have... Well, we got collision with something. We'll put it that way. Yeah, it's just a maze of rock and tree models just chilling. And right on the other side is the lake house, which is kind of cool to see. But anyways, coming on down here in the adventure course, we first have this little area, which I suppose is like an amphitheater kind of situation, right? Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose it says it right up there, doesn't it? There's not too much going on here outside of the map, but if we go ahead and go past this, we can see, like, what is on the other side. It seems to be that directly on the other side of this is, like, the entrance to the park, essentially. There's a little roundabout here, and the bait and tackle shop as well, which we'll get to in a bit. But there's even, like, a little pavilion here with some tables as well, which is awesome, and, of course, the road leading out to pretty much nowhere. One thing I will say that is pretty awesome is how much bigger this map is than you probably really realize while playing it, because they do make the entire lake here, and the area surrounding it, even though it's relatively thin, I mean, it's definitely there. But they do use some 2D trees, and of course, there is no collision. And as we head on past our second door and make our way into the actual adventure course area of the map, we got a little bit of an out-of-bounds space here on the left, which again is just a whole bunch of, like, trees and rocks that leads on up to a random wall, just blocking you. I suppose continuing from the amphitheater over there. I mean, I will say, though, it is quite a strange experience to just start walking into this jungle area and then immediately be met with a wooden wall. Also, I found a really cool glitch spot, guys. You can get to really high rounds just sitting right here on top of the tree. Have no idea how you would actually get there without, you know, using no-clip, but good luck. Gotta say, it's a very strange adventure course when you see a whole bunch of bones and blood just chilling right here in the water. But I mean, it does seem kind of fun, and I didn't realize this while playing it either. You can actually use the ropes here, which is kind of cool. But anyways, continuing on past that, we make our way towards this area of the map, which I guess is still more of the adventure course, huh? There's a big old rock wall right here. And on the top of that rock wall, we can walk. It has a collision and a little area, I guess, to look over the Rave again. And I mean, I suppose this is also where, like, your ropes would be hooked up to, right? If this was, like, an actual rock climbing situation. And I mean, actually, I suppose, yeah, there's the ropes right there. And to the left here, of course, we have a little shooting range, which we hop on into here. We can see that there's a bunch of bows, some targets, a lantern, and a whole bunch of other props. And this little hut does open up to the target range here, which is kind of cool. Just a bunch of hay bales, it looks like, that they're shooting at. And off in the distance, if we just try to keep on running, we end up running towards that main road that you drive in on. Well, I mean, I suppose you don't as the player, but you know what I mean. And also, imagine being one of the unlucky people that get an accidental arrow right through the trees and into your car window. But alright, here we go. We have the Rave, which has this dude just looking around and doing his thing. And inside of him, well, he's got a lot, actually. It seems like he's literally made, like, piece by piece. And just in case you were wondering what it was like to be the metal robot, well, here you go. And there are some areas like this which are awesome to walk around, even though you don't get to do this in-game, and it kind of makes me wonder why. I mean, I guess they wanted to separate this off and make it a separate area you have to buy into, but inside the Rave area, we do have some window locations, such as this one right here. Let's go ahead and hop on into it. Yet some more beer just chilling in a cave. Not exactly sure why you'd put it in here, but they definitely did. We also have some out-of-bounds space right here, where a bunch of cars are all pulled up toward the Rave. And this road does lead on pretty far into the distance, although it kind of, well, actually, it connects with another one, doesn't it? which this one just leads on over towards where that RV is, and towards the other direction, I guess, goes absolutely nowhere, although I suppose it would have made sense eventually, right? It would have connected towards this entry road, perhaps, and gone off into the distance towards some town somewhere in, I don't know, where is this, Northern California, right? Something like that? I forget what it said. It is a pretty cool experience to check out the back of this, like, rave area as well, which is really just a bunch of tarps all stringed up to contain the light. A very cool area, and you can see all of these little orbs as well that developers just placed around facing towards the trees so the light can shine further out into the distance, and they actually placed a lot of these. Like, for instance, there's one way out here. Ooh. Boat part. There's also quite a bit of space underneath the stage as well, even though you really don't get a glimpse of this. It is very well made. I mean, they even have, like, all of these struts here that I don't think you really see as the player. But moving on past the rave, we do have this mobile home, which is kind of cool, and the main thing I want to point out about this is if we go to the roof, we can see that the developer has just placed a wooden board here for the zombies to walk across and come on in at you. Definitely an interesting way to handle the situation, and I guess, I mean, pretty simple as well, huh? But that is pretty much it for this area of the map, so I'm going to take a sip of the coffee. Because, of course, I have my coffee with me here this morning. I hope wherever you are, whatever time you're watching this, you're enjoying yourself, because I love looking outside maps like this, and I gotta be honest, man, ThatWasAwesome had some beautiful map design. Like, they really did a great job with this mode, and I wish I played it back in the day. I mean, I didn't buy Infinite Warfare until, like, maybe a solid, like, year or so after its release, so I could play COD 4 Remastered. So my experience with ThatWasAwesome doesn't really go past Zombies in Spaceland, but as I said, I did play this map right before playing this, I suppose actually yesterday, so not right before playing it, but you get what I mean. And honestly, it was a ton of fun. Like, I enjoyed this map more than I enjoy some Black Ops 3 maps, if I'm completely real with you. It was a lot of fun to play, man. Got some really interesting mechanics, like this whole, like, pouch thing, where you get, like, essentially a little instant kill whenever you throw one into a fire. And I mean, oh my god, that trip is good, I'll tell you what. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and continue towards the mines, and I suppose the cabins as well. Which, walking on through here, as I said before, if we hop on up top, we can see exactly where this little intersection area is. And it's got, like, a little wooden mine shaft thing. I'm not exactly sure what this is called, but it's definitely here. And there's a bunch of space out here, which we do have collision with. We can walk around and see some floating trees until, well, we don't have collision. And oh god, what's happening? Oh! But headed on into the actual mines themselves, there are a bunch of window locations here. Although I got a weird feeling they're all going to be relatively boring, like this one, for instance, which is literally just a little pocket for zombies to spawn on the other side of an ambient light. There's this one as well, which is the exact same thing. And then heading on down here, there's another one, which I suppose has a little bit more detail to it. But yeah, same spirit here. But I will say, no clipping out of the map and seeing it from this perspective is a lot more satisfying. It looks like a weird, like, cage that you would trap animals in. Like a crayfish cage or something? Now, before moving on to the camp cabins, there is this little downward tunnel that leads, of course, right into the basement of the main cabin, where there's this random guy tied up to a wheel, unfortunately. Really rough for him, huh? And again, another really cool minigame where you just throw knives at a zombie spinning in circles. I really wish Black Ops Zombies had more, like, just fun little features like that. Like, there's really no reason for it, but why not, right? And, I mean, of course, this is also where the power switch is, so I guess we might as well flip that. I mean, the zombies are going to come down at me now? Yeah, it does. Definitely does. But other than that, there are some very interesting details inside of this basement, such as, I mean, whatever is going on here. And there's also this poster on the wall with a bunch of missing persons. Again, I assume these are most certainly developers, right? But I gotta wonder, is there like a code going on here? Because some of them have little dots on their pictures, like on the top left-hand right corners, or, for instance, with this guy right above his head. I don't really know the main Easter egg of this map, or any really Easter eggs of this map in general for the most part, but that same poster board can be seen right here outside the map in this little window location. But alright, let's head on to the camp cabins here. which, unlike our last location, I do think the windows here are probably going to be some of the most detailed of the map, because they are all just individual cabins. Although, maybe that's not the case, but hopping on into here, we can see there's definitely some bunk beds chilling, and if we hop on out of the cabin as well, we can get on up top of it and see that it definitely has collision, and really makes me want to shoot some zombies from on top of it, not gonna lie. Wait, parkour? Not quite. But right next to it is yet another cabin, so let's hop on into this one, which it does have a little bit of a porch deal going on here outside the back. Kind of cool. And a handprint on the doorway. Looks like someone tried to escape and didn't make it very far, did they? But again, the modeling inside is pretty straightforward. Just some sleeping bags, a bookshelf, stuff like that. But if we hop on out back, we get to see some very liminal space. And in fact, right behind the cabins is extremely bad textures that I guess you wouldn't really notice as the player because there's a lot of trees and foliage and stuff blocking you. But I mean, if you could actually get inside of this cabin and take a look at it, you'd realize there's not much going on back here. But hopping on over to our next cabin, we have this one right here, which is, again, another window location. Much smaller this one is, and as far as modeling, it actually looks exactly the same as the first one. Like, this is in the exact same spot. If we just fly on back over here, we can see that sleeping bag is right there. There's one right there on the floor. Cobwebs, right? Let's just fly on back over here. Sleeping bag, one on the floor, and cobwebs. So I guess they quite literally just copied and pasted the cabin on over. I mean, even details like the chair out front and the boxes right here are exactly the same as the ones over here. I mean, they just rotated the chair a bit, and that's about it. That's kind of crazy, because I don't think playing this game you'd really notice that. And I will say the atmosphere of this part of the map is probably the spookiest of all of the other areas. I mean, you have the Rave section of the map, which is just a ton of fun to be in. Feels like you're partying the entire time. But then when you come through the mines and make your way to the cabins here, it's a little bit off-putting. I don't know. It just feels like... well, it feels like a horror movie, to be honest with you. There is this center area as well, which we haven't checked out yet. It has a couple of little shower rooms like here, which, I mean, aren't the most interesting in the world, but we can also fly on up, get on top of the roof. Okay, maybe we can't get on top of the roof. Can we not get on top of the roof? The roof has no collision. All right, continuing on, we got this door to pass on through, and there's this, like, lower section of the cabins, which, again, has the exact same cabin as up here, just copied and pasted once more. Sleeping bag, cobwebs. Yeah, it's the exact same. It's kind of crazy how much they did that, actually. Like, over here, for instance, this is, again, the same exact cabin, although they did change the modeling up this time a little bit up front. I mean, they added a second chair. Well done. And I know this sounds like I'm making fun of the developers. I'm not. I mean, I really do find it cool to see how they make these maps. The little corners that are cut that most people playing probably don't even notice. I like putting it all together. It's like a little mystery about how the map was developed. Because, yet again, right here, same damn cabin, dude. Exactly the same. And once more, right here, same cabin. For the, like, 5th time. And actually, you know what I'm noticing? So this cabin that you walk through right here and has this little, like, path out the back that you could walk to as well, it also has the handprint right here on the wall, which is the exact same handprint as the one over here on the wall. This cabin right here in the middle is the exact same cabin as the one that you walk through over here. Crazy, dude. Right, we got the 2 sleeping bag bunk bed right there, and if we hop on over here, we got a 2 sleeping bag bunk bed. It is exactly the same. I am absolutely ruining the illusion of this cabin space. Sorry, developers, but hey, I really love the work you did here, because again, in the atmosphere of this place, it's creepy, and I don't think the player would ever notice this little shortcut that you did here. But moving on past Camp Wolf, of course, we have a little pathway leading towards the mess hall. And, I mean, I guess another one of these statues. Oh my god, I'm finding a bunch of these. I did not find all of these when I played the game. Now, there's a bunch of cool out-of-bounds space that you get to see on the way towards the mess hall, just looking out towards the lake. I mean, for instance, there's this bridge out here, which unfortunately doesn't have collision, so we can't just walk on it. But we can take a look at the road here. It leads around the corner, outside the map, towards some nothingness over here in the distance. And heading the opposite direction over the river, we make our way towards a tunnel here, which again, we can see it leads to what is a flat back wall texture. And hey, you can get a look at that Souls and Skulls Easter egg again. Just chilling under there, underneath the lake, like a Loch Ness monster. But making our way to the mess hall, we do have some things to check out here. I believe there's some window locations in here. Yeah, there's one right here, for instance, which is just a bathroom again. Zombies really seem to like spawning in bathrooms in this game. Just an area around the corners for zombies to spawn, and not much modeling, actually. It's kind of blank over here. Boat part. And there's one more window location here at the back of the kitchen, which just leads off into, well, I suppose the forest here. Kind of cool, actually, and there's a lot of space here we can walk on, and there's even the waterfall that heads on back towards the cabin. This little hill, though, does seem to have complete collision, which is pretty cool. I mean, we could walk on back to the mines over there, or make our way to the cabin, or even towards the Rave if we wanted to. And I think after making sure we don't break tradition of walking on the roof, that's pretty much exactly what we're going to do. We're going to hop on down here into the map, which apparently, yeah, that doesn't have a barrier on it. So if you somehow figure out how to get up there, that would definitely be a sick glitch spot. But this leads on back to this little area at the back of the cabin. Just to be a completionist, let's check it out. There's not much going on. There's a little pocket over here of out-of-bounds space, which is kind of cool. And we can see that little waterfall, which I do believe is a trap, right? We can activate it, and that just floods out the water, leading zombies into the spikes here. And on the other side, this little river just leads on down towards this area. There's not a ton of out-of-bounds area, but yet again, the design of this map, props to the developers. I mean, this area is beautiful. Like, I would go to camp here, dude. This place is... Dude, as an adult, I would come here. This is awesome. I'd just be chilling right here, looking on out while the zombies come and try and eat my face off. All right, back off, dude. Jeez. Jeez. But I suppose let's follow the creek on down, head on through this here tunnel, which, if we just take a look at it from an outside perspective, kind of strange. In fact, you can get, like, only half of the tunnel to load in at a time. I think this is what the game does to, like, save on resources, right? So when it has the boathouse over there loaded in, it only has this half of the tunnel, and of course, all of that area of the map loaded out. But if we go on over this side, it'll call in this side of the tunnel and the rest of this side of the map. So I suppose the only time the entire tunnel is loaded in is when you're actually, like, inside of the tunnel, which is kind of cool to see. But moving on past that, of course, we make our way towards the lake. And this is probably one of the cooler areas of the map as well. I mean, besides the Rave location, of course. This definitely plays a pretty important part of the map, especially with what's going on over here. Why are zombies spawning over here when I am definitely not over here? That is very strange. So the first thing that we're met with over here is the bait and tackle shop, which we've already saw from an outside perspective. We've been essentially through this window. Saw the Pavillion over here, a random pickup truck, and of course, the road leading up to, well, I suppose what would have been the entrance to the camp. But as far as the actual bait and tackle shop itself, it's a great way to connect two different parts of the map. Very different feeling areas as well. You end up walking through this bait shop, and on the other side, you're met with this view, which is just awesome, dude. And this is also where the bank is, which, unfortunately, it seems that I'm poor. Dude, look at those prices, though, man. A hot dog for $1.07 and French fries for 50? But whoa, wait. Why are the nachos $7.07? That's like literally like 6 times the price of a hot dog. That's insane. Like for just some corn chips and cheese? Man, those better be some loaded nachos, you know what I mean? God damn. But making our way down to the beach, we do have this area. What is that? Oh my god. Can I pick that up? Definitely can. It's a pacifier, and it replaced my golden shovel. What do I do with a pacifier, dude? What is the point of that? All right, continuing on, we do have this little area, which we can hop on into it. It is a window location, I think, for zombies, although I'm not entirely sure, actually, if zombies spawn in here or not. But one thing that is to note is it's very well modeled, obviously. I mean, you can see it, and the door is blocked with a barrier, so we have to use a little bit of no-clip, hop on out of it, and on the other side, it leads us back towards the map right here. Oh, it's spawning in the Sam Squanch again. He just throws something at me? Excuse me, dude? Do it again. What a loser. Oh, I meant to hit him there. That was an accident. What an ugly man. I will say, though, very entertaining dog round. Gotta be honest. I mean, Sam Squanch instead of dog, it really fits the part, gotta say. Alright, lastly, we have the boathouse to check out here, which does have some windows, such as this one, and at the back of this, actually quite a few pictures as well. I don't know what these are of, but cabin in the woods. We also have this window inside of the boathouse, which is a lot larger than the other one. And again, pretty well modeled, actually. We got some life jackets, another boat, as well as, well, I suppose some broken pieces of a boat. I mean, this one literally just snapped in half. Look at that. Oh my god. At the back, we do have a bit of a door, which we can hop on through, and isn't much going on back here, but we got one of these little swings, which is kind of cool, and of course it leads around towards the actual playable area here. Still, this is a really cool little place, although I don't know why you'd want to sit on this swing when you're just literally looking at a dirt wall. Kind of a strange place to have that. But back inside of this building, right here around the corner is the staircase, and as you can see, it isn't exactly much of a staircase. It quite literally only has like 3 or 4 steps right here, and then just cuts off, and you just drop off into a little area here that you gotta hop on out of. But we can see where this staircase would have led up to. It would have led up to this little second story area right here, which is a cool little area that you can walk around. It does have complete collision, and there's a deck out here with a few candles on a table and a beautiful view out over the lake. See, now this is where that swing should be. We should be chilling up here, eating an ice cream cone, looking out over the lake towards the ritual area on an island. But last but not least, of course, we have the boathouse itself, which we can repair and hop on inside the boat, take a little ride to the island. Now, while doing this, I can use no-clip, but I can't exactly move very fast. I'm like stuck to the speed, at least, well, unless I use the sprint button, I can zoom. I'm zooming right now. But we get an outside perspective of the boat, which is kind of cool. And of course, if I got out of no-clip, I would instantly be popped back inside the boat. So I could be way over here and just immediately be back here. I think this is because the game is constantly updating your location as you move along. Right, so the boat is doing an animation, but in order to keep you on it, the game has to constantly change your position. So I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here. And, I mean, then the boat just travels itself back towards the dock, which is something, again, doesn't make any sense why that is, but I guess it would have been very annoying to end up over here with no boat here for you to use. So, I mean, I suppose gameplay-wise, smart decision. Man, this lake is very shallow as well. I'm just realizing that. Oh my god. But anyway, we got an island to check out, so let's go ahead and get to it. Right here on the beach, we have probably one of the best training areas on the map. In fact, I would say probably the best training area on the map. Yesterday, when I played the map, I used this an absolute ton. It's got a few little out-of-bounds locations like this, but I mean, there's nothing too interesting about this. So let's head on up to the cabin here and talk to our old man, Kevin. How's it going, bro?
Kevin Smith?
Yeah, that's me, but who the hell are you?
Yo, dog. Name's AJ. Me and my crew, we on this mad dash to try to get up out of this place, yo.
Yeah, good luck with that. Hellhole ain't letting anyone.
Yo, that's what we thought about Spaceland, dog. But we represented up in there.
This is Rave in the Redwoods, sir. Spaceland was a Saturday morning cartoon show compared to Rave. This film is the epitome of the war. The body count in this film alone was...
Yeah, I get it, homie. I get it. But we're not about to sit around here waiting for some cavalry to show up.
A little piece of advice, my friend. You hear or see that slasher, you run. You run your ass off. Best of luck to you and your friends, AJ.
Yo, if we find a way out, we're coming back for you, dog.
Is it just me, or does it look like he is on a whole lot of drugs right now? Also, his mouth did not move at all that entire time either. But he does have a little space up here that we can walk around in and actually go inside of him as well. For a guy who doesn't talk a lot, it does seem like he has a mouth and a throat. Look at that. You can see his Adam's apple. Oh my god. Wow. Definitely a cool little cabin. And I don't think there's a ton of out-of-bounds space. Oh my god, I'm stuck. But there is this side of the cabin that we can check out. You never get to see. And of course, because of that, there isn't a lot going on out here. I mean, it looks very liminal. I mean, of course, you have some trees, which the top of them you can see from inside the map. And you have the totem poles as well. But there's just a bunch of space out here that just feels weird, and you can walk on out into the water as well, because of course, all of it is extremely shallow. Until you don't have collision, that is. And I mean, as far as the totem poles themselves, I'm not sure what's going on here. I imagine, I mean, there's 4 of them, right? And you probably do some kind of ritual and then do a boss fight here. I don't know if that's the case. Never did the Easter egg, but it definitely feels like that. I might have to try it out sometime. I ain't gonna lie. But I guess let's have a little LSD trip while we're at it. Might as well. Hit some guys with a golf club. Because I want the slasher to spawn. And I kind of want to see, while I have God mode, what he'll do to me. I don't know. Can he kill me? No. Wow. Did I kill him? I don't think so, right? He's invincible. Yeah, he's definitely invincible. Look at that guy. Oh. Okay. There was a moment there where I got inside of his mask, and he definitely had eyes and a mouth. I really wonder what model was used for that, actually. Well, I guess we'll never know, will we? Unless there's a developer out there that wants to let us know in the comments. You'd be a legend. But you'd also probably be breaking an NDA, so, you know, there's that. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for me here today. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I absolutely love this map. It has immediately become, I think, my favorite over Zombies in Spaceland, even. There's a lot of really cool features, and I have a feeling that the Easter egg is also a lot of fun. I mean, it feels like some kind of, like, mystery horror game kind of thing, where you go around, you pick up pictures, right, and you put them places, I think. I haven't done any of it, and I certainly haven't done the boss fight, and it's definitely something I might try in the future. If that's something you want me to do, let me know down in the comment section, because if there's enough of you, I might just do it. But with that out of the way, leave a like on the video. It helps me out a ton, and of course, subscribe so you can come back for more. If you want to watch more of my content, you can click one of the videos on your screen right now, but if not, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay awesome, and peace out. Wow, I can see my house from up here.